Tired, but not retired. Written by Duck Show Studios. One day, Edward was at Knapford Station looking rather sad. "Hello, Edward," said Thomas. "What's wrong?" "Oh, I'm being taken out of service," said Edward sadly. I'm tired. The gentlemen of the railway board don't think I'm really useful." "Oh dear, that's terrible," said Thomas. "I'm tired of having to prove myself," continued Edward. "And I feel like if I don't prove myself today, I'll never have a chance to prove myself again." Edward," said, Splater and Dodge. "Edward, we're sorry to see you go, but you had it coming." "See you later, old-timer, or maybe never, who knows," said Splater and Dodge as they rolled away. "That's not very nice," snapped Thomas. "Edward's old, but he's reliable," said Toby. "Oh, Edward," said Thomas, I hope you can prove yourself. I'd hate it if you weren't working with me on this railway." "I know. It's a shame," said Percy. Soon the gentlemen of the railway board and Edward's passengers arrived. One of the gentlemen walked up to Edward. "Right, window stuck. Oh yes, 74 years old and still in service. It's about time you were retired," he said, looking at his watch. "Now, we don't have a minute to lose. I'm due at my business meeting. Now, you need to take us there right now." "Totally radical. Take us there like really fast, like a surfboard." "Shut up," said the other gentleman. Edward puffed off. Then the rain came. "Look at that," said Edward's driver. The rain was raining and raining and raining. Edward puffed along. I'll do my best, he puffed. Meanwhile, up the line, Splater and Dodge were pulling an important goods train. A very, very important goods train. Oh, my brake fan fell over. There we go. Is it connected? Yes. Let's see here. Splater and Dodge were pulling a very important goods train. They whistled. Then there was trouble. Oh, I've broken down, Splater. Me too, Dodge. Help, we're stranded, they said. Edward didn't know that Splater and Dodge had broken down on his line, and he puffed away, feeling rather worried that he'd be taken out of service. He was even certain that would happen. "Oh," he said, "get out of the way." We can't. We've broken down. Yeah, we've definitely broken down," said Splater and Dodge. "Oh, now what? Total bummer, dude," said the gentleman of the railway board. "Edward," said his driver, "can you push these diesels and pull your train?" "I'll try, sir," said Edward. He puffed and pulled and pulled and puffed and pushed and pulled and puffed and pushed and pulled and puffed and pushed and pulled and puffed. I'll do it. I'll get these people home. Get Splater and Dodge's goods train to Vickerstown or bust," he said. Come on. Move it. We can't, we won't, we can't," said Splater and Dodge. And with much puffing and wheel slip, Edward pushed Splater and Dodge up the line. The gentlemen of the railway board were surprised that Edward was so strong. "Oh," they said. They raised an eyebrow and soon Edward was pushing the train down Splater and Dodge's train and pulling his train down the line. I'll do it, he puffed. He puffed and pulled, he puffed and puffed and puffed and puffed. "All right, we're halfway there. I can do this," said Edward. His smoke was white and feathery against the rainy gray sky. I'll do it, he puffed. At last, he arrived at Vickerstown Station. I'll do it! I've done it! Hooray! Said Edward. The gentleman of the railway board got out. I say, said the one, you have proven, Edward, that you're too useful to throw away. Thank you, sir, said Edward. Splater and Dodge said nothing. Soon Sir Topham Hatt arrived in Winston. Hey, she does it, sir. Whoa, Winston, whoa. Edward, how was your last run? It's not my last run. At least I don't think so. He's right, Topham, said the gentleman of the railway board. Edward has proven today that he is too useful to throw away. In fact, almost all of our changes we've made to your railway have gone wrong. Like these diesels here. Ow, said Splater and Dodge. Right, said the Robman. So, exactly. You're back to running the railway the way you would run it, said the gentleman of the railway. Congrats, bro, said the gentleman of the railway board. Right, this has turned out very well indeed. Well done, Edward. You are too useful to throw away, said Sir Topham Hatt. Thank you, sir, said Edward. Soon things were back to normal on Sir Topham Hatt's railway. Edward was not being retired. Splater and Dodge were still on Sodor, but the shunting engines were back at work as well. Thomas even started pulling the local again. Hello, Edward. I'm glad you're back, said Thomas. Thank you, Thomas, said Edward. I'm glad the gentleman of the railway board lets the Topham Hatt run the railway again. Me too, said Edward. And I'm glad everything's back the way it should be. And all the bad stuff is behind us. But I'm sorry to say that not all the bad stuff was behind them. Because elsewhere on the island, a phone call was happening. So, do you think you can give me my job back? Said a familiar voice. It's too risky, John. No one trusts you. We don't even have a shunting engine here anymore, said the ironworks manager. No one trusts you. I'm sorry, John. You cannot have your job back. But I drove 3 successful trains on this island. Yes, but rumor has it you stole them. I would never. No, John. No one trusts you. The ironworks manager hung up. John Evans hung up too. He slammed the phone to the ground. Ugh, he said, as he growled and grinned and everything. Then he started making a plan.